In this courtroom, excuses don't raise children, responsibility does. 5 parents walked in thinking they could talk their way out, blame everyone else, or play the victim. But Judge Vonda B wasn't buying it. One by one, the stories fell apart, the entitlement collapsed, and reality hit hard as the judge delivered decisions that changed everything.
Judge Vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1049, Paul case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Mr. Paul, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Well, Your Honor, my daughter, who's living some type of life that I have no idea what it is, she drops her kids off every day and does what she wants to and doesn't leave any money for food or for any kind of things that the kids need. So I need some help financially because she doesn't give me anything. I mean, just me giving my money out of my pocket that I retired with. So I need some help, seriously.
Okay, and where did you retire from?
From the school district.
Okay. How long were you there?
20 years.
Okay, great. Thank you for your service.
Thank you.
And thank you for taking in your daughter's kids because they could be a number.
All right, guys, buckle up, because this case hits hard immediately. A retired father comes to court not asking for praise, but for help after taking on full-time responsibility for his grandkids. He's drained his retirement just to feed them, while their mother drops them off daily and disappears. This isn't just about child support, it's about responsibility being shifted to someone who already did his part in life.
Ma'am, what do you have to say for yourself? First off, let me ask this question. Is what he just said true?
I mean,
It's a yes or a no. Is what he just said true?
Yes, it's true.
What's wrong with you?
There's nothing wrong with me. It's just stuff I be needing to do, and I need somebody to watch the kids, so I take them over there.
Every day?
Yes, every day. I don't see the issue.
Excuse me. You all will not address each other. You will address me, okay? And I definitely understand Dad's frustration, and I'm going to ask you too. Every day you have something to do that requires you to be away from your kids. How many kids are we talking?
2.
2. You left 2 kids with him? What do you have to do, ma'am, that's so important every day that you cannot have your own kids?
This is where the frustration becomes undeniable. The mother openly admits everything her father said is true, yet treats it like it's normal. She says she's busy every day but can't clearly explain doing what. No stable job, no schedule, just vague excuses. The judge isn't confused. She's irritated because when children are involved, uncertainty and indifference are not acceptable explanations.
Legitimate job that you had.
I was a waitress.
Okay, where?
At a club.
Is that what you call it, waitressing?
Yes, it was waitressing. What else was I doing?
You don't want me to tell you.
I want you to tell me.
She was strolling the streets like a prostitute. I mean, it's like, because you never see her until she dropped the kids off, and then I don't see her for 2 or 3 days.
That's what he heard. He don't know if that's true.
Yeah.
Who told him that? The streets?
I guess so. The streets had to tell him.
I hear the streets tell the truth, right?
Sometimes.
They talk, right?
The streets talk, but sometimes the streets be lying, and that's what they doing at
Well,
this moment.
I don't think they're lying on you now, ma'am. Every day your kids are with your dad? No, ma'am. When you were working at that club, how much money were you bringing home monthly?
Between $7,000 to $8,000 a month.
All right. Okay. And that's all tips?
Yes.
Okay.
This is the moment that completely changes the direction of the case. Under questioning, the mother admits she was making between $7,000 and $8,000 a month. That's not struggling income. That's substantial money. And legally, income matters more than how uncomfortable the truth feels. The judge now has numbers, and once income is established, the law has very little patience for excuses.
All right. So what I am going to do is base your child support on that $7,000 a month. So that would bring your yearly salary to $84,000 a year. Yeah, you can shake your head all you want to, but that's exactly what I'm going to do, ma'am. This is extremely disappointing that you leave your kids every day with your dad and you're not giving him any type of financial support. What are these kids on, they receive any type of government assistance or anything?
She gets food stamps every month.
Oh,
and I don't
ma'am.
see any.
You get food stamps? Where are the food stamps going?
In my house.
Who lives in your house besides you that need the food? Because your kid's over here with your dad. You don't give him any money from those food stamps?
No.
You know what? I'm not about to play with you. So this is what we're gonna do. Salary, $84,000 a year. That brings your gross to $7,000. Your net to $5,508.87, which will make your child support obligation $1,377. Now you said that you were.
Here's where law replaces emotion. The judge calculates child support based on an annual income of $84,000, breaking it down step by step so there's no confusion. Gross pay, net pay, and finally, the obligation, $1,377 monthly. No negotiation, no sympathy faces, because child support isn't punishment, it's responsibility backed by math.
Steven, don't look confused. I don't even want to hear it.
I can't pay that every month.
You were not making those faces when you were out in those streets.
But
so don't come in here trying to make, don't come in here trying to make those faces. I am not trying to hear it. I've heard enough.
Your Honor.
And you are in the wrong. Yes, sir.
She has a man living with her too, so just in case you didn't know.
You don't need to tell her who in my house though, Daddy, like for real.
Okay.
I'm just telling the truth. It is what it is.
It sounds like
Daddy
telling the truth.
tattletelling.
Well, it sounds like he needs to tattletale on you. Somebody need to. You are ridiculous right now. Sir,
Yes.
she receives food stamps. So I'm assuming there's some Medicaid or something these kids are getting?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, thank you. So what I'm going to do is do 9% of that $7,000 for your reimbursement to Medicaid. That comes out to $496. So $1,377 plus the $496 reimbursement to Medicaid.
This moment crosses from legal into moral territory. The mother admits she receives food stamps, yet the children don't live with her and receive none of that support. Every meal is paid for by the grandfather. The judge shuts this down instantly because assistance meant for children must actually benefit them. At this point, the issue isn't money, it's misuse and neglect.
That make your total monthly child support obligation $1,873.
I don't even know men that pay that much money every month. So why I gotta pay that every month?
I don't know too many women that just take their kids and go drop them off at their parents' house and they have a whole man staying in the house with them.
Mm-hmm.
It's my dad. Y'all act like I dropped them off with anybody.
These are your kids. Is there anything further, ma'am?
No, I guess I need to go make some money in these streets for that.
Okay, well, you know what?
$2,000.
That is your business. As long as these streets pay Pawpaw $1,873 a month in child support. Sir, is there anything further?
No, ma'am. Just happy Mother's Day to you.
Oh, well, if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
The final ruling lands heavy, $1,873 every month, including Medicaid reimbursement. The judge makes it clear, parenting obligations don't disappear because life feels inconvenient. Accountability isn't optional, and support isn't based on gender. If this case shocked you like it shocked the courtroom, share your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more real courtroom decisions that hold people accountable.
All rise. Judge Vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1052, James case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You all may be seated. Miss James,
Yes, ma'am.
you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
This girl here don't want to take care of her kids. I've been had her kids forever.
When you say forever,
All right, guys, buckle up because this case turns uncomfortable fast. On one side, an aunt who's been raising 2 children almost their entire lives. On the other, a mother who openly admits she's busy chasing work, money, and freedom. What begins as a simple child support request quickly becomes a character test. The tension here isn't loud or explosive. It's personal, layered, and revealing. And from the moment Judge Vonda B starts listening, it's clear excuses won't survive today.
Good life while I have her kids. So I need her to pay up. I need some help.
I definitely agree you need some help. Well, what's the issue? Your kids have pretty much been with your aunt their entire lives.
Semi-aunt. I don't even know if she really my brother's child.
There she goes that again.
Ooh,
I
okay.
provide for my kids. I travel for my work, and I have to do hair, make appointments. You know, I'm
Wait a
busy.
minute. Start over with what you were saying. I was too busy trying to drink this tea with what she just said about her brother.
Yeah, she likes to play that card, but we know.
Girl,
I'm listening now.
But I'm a hairstylist. I do hair.
Your
you
hair
know.
is pretty.
Thank you. I do wigs, lace fronts, all of that. So when people call
So you
me,
have the money to pay for these kids, you're just choosing not to. That's essentially what you just said, right?
No, so I pay for these kids. Like I bring them food.
she
I bring
brings them
clothes.
McDonald's, a Happy Meal, maybe
Every kid love a Happy Meal.
no
Well,
clothes, no shoes,
You know,
bring clothes and
a
shoes.
Happy
Granimal
Meal,
sandals.
If they're with her all of the time, a Happy Meal, ma'am, is insufficient.
Well, when I come,
This is where emotion meets legal reality. The aunt isn't asking for praise. She's asking for help after years of full responsibility. Meanwhile, the mother admits she earns money but downplays her role by saying she brings food occasionally. In family court, that doesn't count as support. Child support isn't about random gestures or fast food runs. It's about consistent financial responsibility, and the judge is already recognizing the gap between words and actions.
a priority. These little strippers' hair can wait. See, that's your problem.
So you doing strippers' hair?
well, they pay more. You know, they make that big money, so I got to get my coins.
I mean, they do get paid.
And she
You
probably
know,
doing something strange for a piece of change too.
Oh, okay.
No, that's not my business. But I definitely will lay some edges, lay some hair. Yes.
Okay.
Honey,
Yeah, your
don't-
edges are laid. They really are.
Girl,
They
that's
are.
a Jerry curl. Don't let the makeup, the little MAC makeup fool you. Because behind all that,
Y'all get along, do you?
No, we don't. Since she
Oh.
was a little girl, she's
But
been.
wait a minute. You all don't get along, but you trust her enough to have your kid. I'm not about to play with you. I'm not about to play with you.
That's because nobody else fooled with her. I'm the only
Where's
one.
the daddy?
Oh, I don't know. He in them streets.
Oh, it sounds like you are too.
No, I'm in the streets to make them coins, to get that money,
Oh.
lay that hair.
Oh, okay.
This moment exposes priorities clearly. The mother openly admits she chooses higher paying work over spending time or money on her children. That honesty may sound bold, but in court, it's damaging. Judges don't punish ambition. They step in when children are neglected. When income exists but support doesn't follow, the court becomes the enforcer. And at this point, Judge Vonda B isn't debating responsibility. She's preparing to calculate it.
How much money you make a year?
About 60,000.
60,000? Okay. Who did this tax return you gave me? Somebody from the streets?
Somebody I met through a friend. Yes.
Oh, okay.
Shaniqua.
Oh, okay. Well, they have your income at 65,000. So is that true?
It's around there.
We're going to use that
65,000.
number. We're going to use that number instead of that 60,000 that you just gave me because you came in here to waste my time and play these games, and I'm not about to play with you.
Here's the turning point. Paperwork beats testimony every time. The judge compares what was said in court with what was filed on taxes and immediately spots the inconsistency. Underreporting income destroys credibility instantly. That's why the judge doesn't negotiate or argue. She chooses the verified number. Using the higher income isn't punishment. It's the legal consequence of trying to play games in a courtroom that runs on facts.
What about health insurance?
Medicaid.
Okay. Oh yeah, you're really about to pay today because you know Medicaid has to be reimbursed to the state, right?
No, I didn't know that.
Well, you just found out something today. I'm so glad that you are ready to learn something because you are about to learn today, okay? So, child support calculation, 2 kids, only 2 kids. Well, I know it's 2 kids that you have, but do you have any other kids?
No, just the 2.
Okay. So,
What?
yes, ma'am.
Well, I did get I wanted to. Can I confirm something? You not pregnant?
No, not that I know of.
Oh, you didn't say that very
Yeah.
confidently.
I'll probably end up with that one too.
Okay, well, moving right along. Child support is $1,096 plus we need to reimburse that Medicaid, like I told you. So we take that $5,400, do 9% of that. That comes out to $486. $486 plus the $1,096. That bring your child support obligation to $1,582 per month.
I'm sorry, you said 1,000 what?
1,000.
This is the part many parents don't expect. Medicaid isn't free money, it's state assistance that must be repaid when a parent has income. So now, child support isn't just about caring for the kids, it's about reimbursing the system that stepped in when the parent didn't. That's why the obligation jumped sharply. What felt optional a few minutes ago now becomes mandatory and expensive.
$582. Anything else?
For 2 kids?
Girl,
$1,500 a month?
do you know how much I paid to take care of your kids? More than that. That is only a pinch of what I pay to take care of your kids monthly.
Well, you know, I have to agree with her. I normally don't allow people to talk out of turn, but, you know, she's absolutely correct.
Okay.
It doesn't put a dent in anything that she does, especially when you're talking about feeding 2 children.
I
So,
need them.
yeah, sure you do. Is there anything further?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Is there anything further?
No, but she can bring by some McDonald's today.
Okay. Well, take some McDonald's over there, and if there's nothing further, you all are dismissed.
By the end, the message is unmistakable. Raising children costs far more than occasional visits or drive-through meals. The ad carried the real burden, financially and emotionally, and the court backed that reality with a firm ruling. This wasn't about punishment, it was about accountability catching up. So now it's your turn. Was this decision overdue? If this case shocked you like it did us, drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more real courtroom moments.
Mr. Walker, you brought this case before the court. What's going on?
Thank you, Your Honor. For the past year, I have been paying child support to my ex-wife, Jennifer. Currently, our daughter is in my mother's custody, and I'm bringing this case.
Wait. Why is your daughter in your mother's custody?
So she was initially in my custody, but before this year, I was a teacher, and I got promoted to principal. But I'm now working at a school that's on the other side of town. I wanted to make sure that my daughter stayed in the school that she's in because she has been there for the past 4 years. And I wanted to make sure that, well, she's been in that district for the past 4 years, and I wanted to keep her development because I agree with the education plan that they have there. So I took the job because it was more money and it was a better career for me. And
More money, so should you be paying more in child support then? If
Well,
you're
I-
making more money?
Well, I think that I should be paying my mother the child support. Currently, I'm paying my ex-wife the child support, and I have no idea where those funds are going.
How much do you pay?
All right, guys, buckle up. Because this case looks simple until you listen closely. A father is paying child support, but the child doesn't even live with the mother receiving the money. Instead, the daughter lives with her grandmother, and suddenly, the issue isn't effort or intention. It's legality. As emotions collide with custody reality, the judge has to untangle who's actually supporting the child and who's just receiving the payments.
For 28 years.
She worked.
Ma'am, we do not need the extra. My bailiff, Mr. A.K.A. Fuller, he will make sure that you're escorted out of this courtroom if you cannot control yourself. Understood?
Yes, Judge.
Thank you. You may continue.
So ultimately, the main goal of this case is that I want to move the child support from my ex-wife and then start paying
Rightfully so. There's no reason she should still be getting any type of child support.
This is where the judge spots the first major legal tension. Mr. Walker admits his income increased after a promotion, yet the support amount stayed the same. Instead of asking to reduce payments, he wants them redirected. That detail matters. It shows confusion, not avoidance. Now the court must determine whether child support follows past orders or current custody, and that distinction will drive the entire ruling.
Support payments. Ma'am, Ms. Walker, have you been reallocating these payments that you're receiving from Mr. Walker to his mother?
Yes, Your Honor. I have receipts. I have everything. I've been taking care of my child.
What type of receipts are you talking about?
Receipts for me buying her food, clothes,
Okay,
shoes.
that's called parenting. That's not child support.
Well, I'm using his money for the kid
But the child does not live with you, correct?
because of him.
That wasn't my...
This moment quietly flips the case. Ms. Walker confirms she receives the payments and spends them on the child, but also admits the child doesn't live with her. Legally, that's a problem. Child support isn't about good intentions or receipts. It follows residency. Once the judge establishes that the grandmother is the primary caregiver, the financial logic begins to shift fast.
Where is it that you are working right now?
Right now, I am an office manager at Walker's Dentistry.
Office manager? Okay.
That's what I do, Judge. I'm an office manager right now.
Okay. And how much is it that you make a year?
Maybe about $70,000.
$70,000. Okay.
And I'm also a single mother.
Okay. Well, congratulations. There are a lot of single mothers in this world. So that's not information that we need in terms of calculating child support, okay? How many children do you have?
I have a total of 3. I have one with Mr. Walker, and I have 2 with my previous husband.
Okay.
When Miss Walker brings up being a single mother, the judge shuts it down immediately, not out of harshness, but precision. The court isn't measuring hardship, it's calculating obligation. Child support decisions are driven by income, custody, and statutory formulas, not emotional context. This is a reminder that in court, structure always outweighs personal narratives.
You make $70,000 a year. Does that include any overtime or anything?
That includes overtime, yes it does.
Okay, okay. So I have your gross at $5,833.33. Now, after taxes are taken out, that comes down to $4,625.06. Who pays health insurance for the child?
I do, Your Honor.
Okay, how much is health insurance?
For the past year, I've been paying $50 a month.
Okay. How often are you paid?
I get paid once a month.
So $25 a month, okay. And then you said you have 2 other children
And I
one
pay
child.
mortgage and car note. And
Ma'am, he has the same expenses. That means nothing to me. Ms. Walker, your child support is going to be set at $707.28.
Now the math takes control. The judge breaks down gross income, net pay, insurance costs, and payment schedules step by step. There's no guessing and no bias, just numbers. Once everything is calculated, the answer becomes unavoidable. Support must go where the child lives. What feels emotionally complex suddenly becomes legally straightforward.
That includes the $682.28 for child support and $25 for health insurance. Mr. Walker, your $500 payments will be reallocated to your mother. And as I stated, Ms. Walker, that $707.28 will go directly to his mother as well, since that is who the child is living with. Am I right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay, is there anything else from either of you? If nothing further, you all are dismissed. Thank you.
In the end, the judge doesn't pick sides. She aligns responsibility with reality. Both parents are ordered to send child support directly to the grandmother because she's the one raising the child day to day. The message is clear: child support follows the child, not old arrangements or personal conflict. If this ruling surprised you, drop your thoughts below, like the video, and subscribe for more real courtroom breakdowns.
All rise. Judge Vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1016, Cheney case. Judge, both parties have been sworn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
You all may be seated. Okay. Is it Miss or Mrs. Cheney?
Mrs.
Mrs.
Yes.
Cheney.
Remarried.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
So, we were friends.
All right, guys, buckle up, because this case isn't just about child support, it's about trust, timing, and accountability. A father disappears, a mother carries everything alone, and now the court is asked to untangle a situation where emotions and finances are completely knotted together. What makes this tense is that both parents say they want what's best for the child, yet neither agrees on what fair actually looks like. That gap between intention and obligation is where this case explodes.
We went out for drinks after a promotion, and everybody else left. It left us two. Had a little too much to drink. Anyway, I ended up pregnant. He's completely out of the picture. Doesn't answer text calls, whatever. All of a sudden, he comes to me and says he wants to be a part of our kid's life. And I said, okay, well, you're going to have to give me child support. I'm not just going to let you all of a sudden be dad, you know. And
How old is the child?
He's 18 months.
Okay.
18 months, yep.
Okay, continue.
Oh, I'm sorry. So
When Mrs. A. Cheney explains how this child came into the world, You can hear the frustration underneath her words. This wasn't a planned partnership, it was a moment followed by silence. For over a year, she carried the emotional and financial burden alone while the father stayed completely absent. Courts don't forget that history, but they also can't rule based on anger alone. The law looks forward, not backward, and that's where the tension starts to rise.
He's like, well, I can't pay child support, but I'll pay the daycare bill. Daycare is $8.55 a month. Okay. He claims he only makes $24,000 a year. That adds up to almost half his income if that's what he actually said. I mean, this is not the way a guy who lives a life of $24,000. I mean, that suit probably costs like, I don't know, half that or something.
It is a nice suit.
I shop clearance.
Okay.
I do pretty well on sales.
He shops on clearance.
Okay. I've never seen that suit at JCPenney, but all right.
This is the first major misunderstanding, and it's a common one. Mrs. Jeppel. Cheney believes daycare payments should exist separately from child support, but legally, that's not how it works. Daycare is considered a form of support, not an add-on. Once that distinction is made, the entire case shifts. What feels reasonable emotionally suddenly collides with legal structure, and Judge Vonda immediately starts steering the conversation toward what the law actually allows.
Okay. So $855 a month in daycare. You say you make $24,000 a year.
$24,000 a year, that is
And
correct.
I do have his tax returns that he produced showing $24,000 a year, but you're self-employed?
That is correct.
So you did your own tax return?
I do, yes.
So is it accurate, or did you manipulate it?
If you're questioning if I'm being honest in my tax returns,
Yes.
I am being honest in my tax returns, Your Honor.
Okay, okay. And I can only go based off of what he produces. I can only go.
Here's where credibility quietly becomes the real issue. The father reports earning $24,000 a year, yet he's paying $855 a month in daycare, nearly half his income. Judge Vonda doesn't accuse him of lying, but she does probe hard, especially because he's self-employed. Self-reported income always raises red flags in court, not because it's illegal, but because it's flexible. When lifestyle and paperwork don't fully align, judges pay attention.
Based off of what he produces. Living-wise, do you live with someone?
I'm in an apartment sharing situation right now with the money I make every month, and with basically close to half of my salary going to pay for daycare for our child. I've got to share. I can't afford my own place on my own.
Okay, okay. And living expenses, they're shared between your roommates?
Pretty much we kind of split the groceries, things like that. Utilities get split evenly.
Okay.
When the father explains that he lives with roommates and splits expenses, it sounds reasonable, but it also confirms something important. He's already adjusted his lifestyle to afford the daycare payments. That matters legally. Courts look at what someone has been consistently paying, not just what they claim they can afford. If you've managed an expense for months, judges are far less likely to suddenly reduce it without a compelling reason.
My point is that it seems kind of sketchy that he can afford almost $900 a month in daycare, but won't pay child support. I feel like there's something going on with the money situation. There's got to be a reason why he's doing things the way he does.
So you want him to pay $855 in daycare and child support?
I mean, he wants to be a part of his life.
That wasn't my question.
Okay.
Do you want him to pay $855 in daycare as well as pay child support on top of that?
I want us to be able to talk and discuss and find a number that works for both of us and that I think is fair.
Okay.
Just because I make more money than him doesn't mean I should be covering all of the child's expenses. $855 is daycare.
I definitely agree with that. I agree.
Judge Vonda's question here cuts straight to the heart of the confusion. What exactly are you asking the court to do? Mrs. Cheney isn't demanding a specific number. She's asking for fairness without fully understanding the legal limits. That uncertainty is dangerous in court. Judges can't rule on feelings. They need clarity. And when a parent doesn't know what's legally possible, the court has to slow everything down and reset expectations.
Because legally, he cannot pay daycare and child support. I mean, you can't have it both ways. So what would be a middle ground for you?
I guess we'd have to kind of discuss what would be child support versus daycare and how the parental responsibilities would change. Would he get them on weekends? Would he get them on holidays? Things like that. So, because he doesn't live real close either, you know.
Well, we're here today, so let's discuss it. Like I said, he cannot pay daycare on top of child support. It just can't happen. So if you...
This is the firm legal boundary of the case. Judge Vonda makes it clear that the father cannot be ordered to pay full daycare and full guideline child support on top of it. The law doesn't allow double counting support. That moment deflates the emotional argument and replaces it with structure. It's not about who deserves more. It's about what the statute permits, even when that answer feels unsatisfying.
I've never had child support before. I have no idea. I don't know, you know, what you can do, what you can't do, what happens with visitation and stuff like that. You know, he was absent the entire first year, completely absent. So I paid 100% of everything. You know, he was in the hospital after he was born. I took care of those bills.
And you didn't give her any money?
Not at that point, Your Honor, no.
What was the reason for that?
I was effectively in the same situation I am now. Again, being self-employed, my income has not gone up. There was a little bit of a disconnect between the two of us.
Mrs. Cheney reminds the court that she covered everything during the child's first-year hospital bills, daily care, and total responsibility. That matters emotionally, but legally, retroactive frustration has limits. The court acknowledges the sacrifice without turning it into punishment. Family court isn't designed to repay emotional debt. It's designed to stabilize a child's future. That distinction often feels unfair, but it's intentional.
Probably, looking back, should have stepped in sooner, and that's all I'm trying to do now.
Okay.
I want to have a relationship with our son. The amount I'm paying on a monthly basis is already, again, 45% or so.
It's a lot.
Of my income. I don't know the percentages, etc., what I'm required to do. I feel I'm already stepping up, and by paying the full daycare, as far as I know, and I've talked to some friends, I'm paying more than I actually have to.
He actually is. Because if we were to break down, based on what it is that he makes, if we were to break down, and you only have one child? Yeah. Okay, if we were to break down
that he knows of. Let's just go ahead and put that.
What was that? How would you know?
Well, he knocked me up and left for a year. So, I mean, there might be some other women out there.
Wait a minute, in fairness.
That may not be able to count how many partners they've been with, but I know it was his kid.
In fairness, he wasn't alone in knocking you up.
I get that. And I took 100% responsibility for that child for a full 12 months. Okay.
Let's not blame it all on him. You have one child, correct? Okay.
When the judge interrupts the blame game, it's a critical moment. She reminds both parties that creating a child was a shared responsibility, even if the aftermath wasn't. Courts don't allow one parent to carry moral superiority as leverage. The focus snaps back to the child. Not the parent's resentment, not missed chances, not guilt. That reset is essential to preventing these cases from spiraling into emotional warfare.
So based on the financial documents that he provided at 20%, his child support should only be about $349. And health insurance is paid through you?
Yes.
How much do you pay?
It's like $130 or something a month. It comes right out of my check, so I'm not sure the exact amount of it.
Okay,
yeah.
Okay. I'm looking
130,
at
133, something like that.
I'm looking at what you also turned in. It looks like it's about...
This is where the numbers finally speak. Based on his income, guideline child support would be around $349 per month. That's dramatically lower than what he's already paying. But daycare changes everything. Childcare is one of the strongest legal reasons to deviate upward from guidelines. The court isn't ignoring the math. It's prioritizing stability over strict percentages because predictable care matters more than technical fairness.
This is what we're going to do to make it fair, because he is paying about 3 times the amount that his child support should be.
Yeah, well, his bar bills are about the price of that too, so.
Well, so are yours, but as I was saying, his child support is going to be set at what the daycare amount is. That's the fairest way to do it. At least we know that by you paying daycare, the child's daycare expense is covered each month. So that's something you do not have to worry about. And you will have to reimburse her for the health insurance that she has on the child. So when you add the $855 plus the $113, it comes out to $968 a month in child support. So $968 would be all that he pays. And out of that, that would include whatever, if you change daycares, let me just make sure I'm very clear on this. If you change daycares and the amount goes up to $1,000, all he's responsible for is the $855 for the daycare. That's it. That's all you're responsible for. But the health insurance, if you have health insurance available through your job, you can enroll the child under health insurance and remove that 113 additional charge.
Judge Vonda's ruling locks in a practical solution. The father pays $855 for daycare plus $113 for health insurance, totaling $968 a month. That amount isn't labeled as extra, it's framed as comprehensive support. The court also leaves the door open for modification if circumstances change. This isn't a punishment, it's a structured compromise designed to keep the child's routine uninterrupted.
Make sure I understand. So I'm already paying $855 a month as compared to the $349 that you calculated I should be responsible for. So now we're saying, well, instead of basing it off of $349, potentially lowering it, or at least the two of us coming to some sort of agreement saying, I'm already paying 45% of my salary. I've got to pay now $968 a month, which is, again, more than double what I'm supposed to be paying in child support.
You've been paying, although it's 3 times the amount, you've been comfortably paying this. This isn't something that she necessarily, well, when I say comfortably, I don't know your financial situation, but you've been paying it for some time.
With roommates and
right.
TV
and
dinners.
I understand, but under Texas law, we can deviate from what the guideline support should be if we find good reason to do it. And daycare expenses, they are considered one of those reasons. Now, if you two, while you're here, you want to agree to a lesser amount, if you want to meet in the middle and say, let's say you decide to do $700, let's say you decide to say $750, that's what you can do. But based on what you all have been telling me, you've been paying daycare, it's $855. That would be in the best interest of the child to at least make sure that the daycare expense is covered.
Understood.
So, like I said, if you guys decide to come with something different, you can come back and modify that, and I'd be happy to enter in the number that you all come up with. Is there anything further today?
I don't think so.
Okay. Anything further?
No, thank you.
Okay. Well, there's nothing further. You all are dismissed.
At the end of the day, no one truly wins this case, but the child does. The ruling prioritizes consistency, accountability, and legal clarity over emotional scorekeeping. Both parents walk away with obligations and options, not revenge. And that's what family court is supposed to do. If this case challenged your idea of fairness, drop your thoughts below, hit like, and subscribe for more real courtroom decisions that don't pull punches.
All rise. Judge Vonda B court is now in session. Judge, this is case number JVB 1051, Casey case.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You may be seated. Okay, Mr. Casey.
All right, guys, buckle up, because this case goes sideways fast. We've got a father of 5 stepping into Judge Vonda B's courtroom asking for financial help, but he walks in unprepared to give straight answers. What should have been a routine child support hearing quickly becomes a test of credibility, patience, and honesty. The judge is initially willing to help and even considers moving forward without the other parent present. But as the minutes pass, it becomes clear that this case isn't about paperwork. It's about whether the court can trust the person asking for relief.
You brought this case before the court. What's going on?
I need some money, Judge.
I do too. So what does that have to do with me?
I got 5 kids. I'm not getting paid.
Okay. So you want to get paid for raising your own kids?
If I got to raise them by myself, you know what I'm saying?
Let me help you out.
Yeah,
so you want some child support for the 5 kids you're raising by yourself?
No Section 8, you know what I'm saying? I'm doing this myself.
Okay,
Yeah.
got you.
Because I'm a good person. I'm a good person.
Where are the children's mom?
Guess good as mine. You know what I'm saying? Hey, she got served.
Right,
You know?
she did.
Like that movie? She got served. She got served.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I see that she did get served, so we can move forward with whatever it is, you know, that you want to do with placing her on child support.
Yeah.
All right.
Don't y'all have what doesn't like that default stuff?
This is where the foundation of the case starts cracking. Mr. Aiding. Casey says he needs money but struggles to clearly explain what legal action he's requesting. Judge Vonda B steps in to clarify because child support isn't based on emotion, it's based on facts. He leans on being a good person, but in court, good intentions don't replace preparation. Still, the judge confirms the mother was properly served and is open to proceeding. At this moment, the case is still alive, but it's hanging by a thread.
Yeah, you can do a default. Definitely, she was served. So yeah, we can move forward and do a default.
Can I ask for a motion for discovery too?
Mr. Casey,
Yes, Judge.
do you want me to help you or not? Okay.
I do. Yes, Judge. Yes,
okay.
ma'am.
So
yes, Your Honor.
let's go ahead and wrap this up. How much money does she make a year?
45.
Okay.
47.
Is it 45 or 47?
Probably about 90.
This moment changes everything. The judge asks a basic but critical question. How much does the mother earn? Instead of one clear answer, Mr. R. Casey gives multiple conflicting numbers. That's not a small mistake. It's a major problem. Child support calculations depend entirely on income accuracy. When those numbers don't line up, the court can't do its job. In just a few seconds, the judge's confidence in this case begins to collapse, and so does Mr. Casey's credibility.
45, 47, 90.
You obviously came here to waste my time.
No, I came to get paid.
Okay, so which one is it? Is it 45, 47, 90?
All of them. Sometimes you get 45.
You know what?
Sometimes you get 47.
I'm going to ask you one more time, and I'm not going to ask again because my patients are wearing very thin. How much money does the mother of your children make?
Your patients are wearing thin or is wearing thin?
Look, okay, so this is what we're going to do.
Here, Judge Vonda B draws a hard line. She gives a final warning and makes it clear that this is his last opportunity to answer honestly. Courts don't operate on guesses or shifting stories. Instead of correcting himself, Mr. Casey deflects and argues word choices. That response signals everything the judge needs to know. When someone asking for help refuses to provide reliable facts, the court has no legal ground to stand on, and patience turns into consequence.
We're going to go ahead and dismiss this case.
Whoa, Judge. I'm sorry.
No, well, you know what? I am too.
I had a long day. Look, Judge, I even tried to bring my cup in here. They wouldn't let me.
Right, and it needs to go back under the table where you had it.
Judge, it's been a long day.
It has been a long day. I've heard cases all day, you came in here to waste my time.
Please don't dismiss my case. I need some help. These 5 kids are killing me, and you know I work hard. And
you know what? I work hard too, and you're going to work even harder going back to refile this case because I'm dismissing it today. Obviously, you came in here to waste my time.
The dismissal isn't punishment, it's procedure. Judge Vonda B explained she was fully prepared to grant a default judgment because the mother failed to appear and was properly served. But the court cannot reward dishonesty, even when the circumstances are difficult. Needing support doesn't excuse misleading the judge or wasting court time. The message is clear. Accountability comes before assistance. Without truthful information, the court cannot legally move forward, no matter how sympathetic the situation sounds.
Couldn't even be honest about mom's income, and I was willing to move forward with a default because she was properly served and did not show up. But I am not going to do that until you come in here and are willing to be truthful. Yeah. So if there is nothing further, your case is dismissed. You are free to leave.
I'm willing to be
Thank you.
I don't want to leave yet. That's how we're going to do it, though? All right.
In the end, this case wasn't dismissed because of missing documents or legal technicalities. It was dismissed because trust was broken. Judge Vonda B made it clear that honesty is the price of entry in her courtroom. Mr. Taylor, Casey can refile, but only if he's willing to come back prepared and truthful. So, what do you think? Should the judge have given him another chance? If this case caught you off guard, drop your thoughts below and subscribe for more real courtroom moments that don't sugarcoat reality.